So, let me get this straight. In Ireland right now, the Justice Department is working on a new plan to keep women out of jail while they wait for trial. Not just any women either. Women who have not even been convicted yet. That means just accused, alleged. They are still considered innocent under the law. But instead of going to jail during that waiting period, they may soon be allowed to stay in the community under supervision. Basically a grown-up version of house rules with a babysitter. Now, before we dive into the mess, let me be clear. There is nothing wrong with trying to keep people out of overcrowded prisons if they are not a threat to anyone. Especially when the prisons are already stuffed like Thanksgiving turkeys. The female prisons in Ireland are so full right now that women are sleeping on mattresses on the floor. That is not justice. That is just chaos with a name tag. But here's where the conversation gets messy. The program is only focusing on women, not parents, not caregivers. Women, full stop. So the first thing I asked myself was this. What about the fathers? Do they not count? Do we not believe that fathers can be caregivers too? Or is the justice system saying without saying that a child only needs one type of love to be protected? Because when we make justice decisions based solely on gender, we are pretending that family roles do not shift. We are pretending that only moms have value in a child's life. That only moms have something to lose. And that is not just wrong. That is lazy thinking dressed up in emotional packaging. Not to mention how we have been fighting for women equality, yet this seems very one-sided. Things like this prove not only our differences but our advantages as well. Everything should not be equal but equitable in my humble opinion. Let me be real. There are plenty of fathers out here raising their kids. There are single dads, widowed dads, divorced dads who do pickups and drop-offs. There are men who know every allergy in the house and every bedtime song by heart. But if that same man gets accused of a non-violent crime and ends up waiting for trial, does he get the same shot at staying home with his child? Chances are, no. And the system does not even blink. Now, to be fair, most of the women in these Irish prisons are not in for violent crimes. A lot of them are dealing with addiction, poverty, low-level offenses. And when they go to jail, it disrupts their entire family. Some of them are pregnant. Some are breastfeeding. Some have small children who still think mommy is magic. So I get it. But if the system is really about keeping families intact while justice plays out, then why not expand that logic to include fathers too? Because if the goal is to protect children from losing their caregivers, then that should not be gender specific. That should be a family rule. And let's not act like fathers only bring discipline and toughness to the table. That stereotype is tired. Fathers bring comfort, structure, presence, and sometimes a gentle voice that cuts through a kid's worst day. But because society has a hard time letting go of old images, we end up treating dads like bonus characters instead of main cast. So maybe this move in Ireland is a good first step. Maybe women do need special consideration in certain situations. But maybe we also need to ask the deeper question. Are we really reforming justice, or are we just rewriting the same old story with a softer pen? Now, let me ask you this. What would happen if this same program came to America? Would it be welcomed as a win for mothers, or would people start asking the same question I just did? Where are the fathers in this plan? Would it turn into a gender war, or would it finally open up a real conversation about what care looks like in modern families? Would people fight for balance, or just push for whatever benefits their side more? Because when laws come wrapped in emotion, we forget how easily fairness gets thrown out with the trash. Let me ask you again. Do you think women should be spared jail before trial if they are not dangerous? And if so, should that same rule apply to fathers too? Are we building a system that supports families, or just one that assumes only moms are worth saving? Drop your thoughts in the comments and tell me what you think. This conversation is not just about Ireland. It is about how we define justice, how we value care, and who we believe deserves a second chance when life gets messy. And trust me, life always gets messy. Be sure to like and subscribe to Women Are Evil Too for more stories that make you stop and think. I am Vanessa Hartwell, and I do not just read headlines. I ask the questions they try to skip.